What is up, YouTube? It is Garrett here, ready to build a UU team. And basically, because I spent so many months, or weeks, I should say, away from Pokemon Showdown, I decided to hit one of the tiers, and one of the tiers I've been hitting lately is UU, and I decided to take, in my opinion, some of the best Pokemon in the UU tier, collaborate them all together, and then, see where this takes me, see how well of a team I can craft here. So right away, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and get my Mega out of the way, Mega Beedrill. In my opinion, probably the best Mega in the meta. So I'll just go ahead and give it the traditional stuff we're going to give it. We're going to give it U-turn, protect, get my speed if necessary, knock off, and of course the always important poison jab. I believe that Beedrill, Mega Beedrill in particular, is a very is a huge offensive threat in the UU tier. Many Pokemon cannot withstand its power. The seemingly only Pokemon that Mega Beedrill has trouble with would appear to be Steel types. Steel types, of course, are immune to Poison Jab. They resist his Bug type attack. The only thing that I'd be able to do to it is knock off. We are very weak to incredibly fast Fire type Pokemon. But because nobody can outspeed Mega Beedrill's insane speed stat of, let's see here, 427, very, very, very high. It is only outsped by Choice Scarfed Fire types. That means we have to watch out for Choice Scarfed Infernapes and Choice Scarfed Darmanitans. That is the two main threats that I've been able to see when it comes to battling with Mega Beedrill. Of course, we also have to watch out for Choice Scarfed Crocodiles or Choice Scarfed anything that can knock out Beedrill in one hit. So I guess you could say that could be any Choice Scarf Pokemon, but for the most part, we'll be able to outspeed and hit things pretty hard with Mega Beedrill. So moving on to the next Pokemon on my list. Let's see here. I'm gonna get Crobat on the list because if you saw my last UU battle video, you'll know that Crobat comes in pretty handy. Well, you probably won't know that from the last video, but from this UU team right here, Crobat definitely was putting in work. I'm essentially just going to use the exact same Crobat we see here. Just copy and paste it real quick. Add Pokemon. We're just going to import it. And yep, got ourselves a nice little defensive, not defensive, it's still your average, its stats are your average Crobat stats. With max HP to be able to tank most attacks, pretty lackluster defensives. But we're here mainly just for speed, getting off Defogs if necessary, Toxics if necessary, Brave Birds to get off any kind of damage we possibly can. And Roost is there because I believe that due to our high HP, Black Sludge, the fact that we quad resist fighting type attacks, we can take most any one hits. I think is pretty useful. It definitely comes in handy. We'll be sort of a bulky Crobat support, you know. I choose Toxic over U-turn just because I don't really have any. I'm gonna have more fast Pokemon than I am gonna have defensive Pokemon, and I want it to be able to break any kind of wall. That didn't make any sense what I just said, but basically I want to break down walls because the rest of the Pokemon on my list that I plan on having are not gonna have Toxic, and I feel like if you aren't bringing Toxic to a battle, you aren't prepared for any situation. And I just needed to have fast Toxic support. So moving on to my next Pokemon is Empoleon. Empoleon, in my opinion, is probably the best Stealth Rocker in the meta outside of Cobalion. 1v1 Cobalion beats Empoleon, but in most scenarios, oh wait, no, I don't want that. In most scenarios, Cobalion beats Empoleon. So what I'm currently debating is whether I should use my Shuca Berry to fend off against ground-type Pokemon, like Crocodile. Crocodile, I believe, is probably the only main threat to worry about there. Or if I were to use a, is it Colbur? No, it's dark. I'm looking for the berry that resists fighting type attacks. Let's just go berry. Let's see here. Oh, this might take me a second. Oops, my melee almost fell over. I think for right now we're gonna go for the Choppleberry, Defiant, which is probably not even useful. We'll go with Torrent, just because Torrent ups our Scald power when we're at 1/3 HP, which is really gonna be helpful. Because I'm carrying Defog on my Crobat, I don't think I'll need to worry about carrying Defog on my Empoleon, so I'm not going to. Bum 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 bum. Stealth Rock, of course. Thinking about what else. Obviously, Roar. Roar gets rid of any Pokemon that are trying to set up on Empoleon, because Empoleon's probably a really easy Pokemon to set up on. And I'm debating whether or not I should include Ice Beam, just because I don't think I'm going to be carrying Ice Beam on any of my other Pokemon. Ice Beam will definitely come in handy when we go 1v1 against any kind of Dragon type. So we'll just go ahead and use that. We are not a bulky special sweeper. We are we're going to be physically defensive, max HP, and then just a little bit of investment in our special attack. And we are going to up our physical defense. We're going to be a very physically defensive Pokemon, because I want to be able to take, of course I want to be able to take fighting type attacks, thanks to the Choppleberry, but also because I'm covering my weakness with the fighting type, I'll also be able to cover my weakness, hopefully, with the ground type. We should probably go ahead and do a damage calc right here. Pretty easy. Let's go ahead and just, for time's sake, we're just going to import this real quick. Thank you. Empoleon, my custom set. Versus, let's say, I guess, one of the most common threats in the tier, UU Choice Scarfed Crocodile. Earthquake is going to do hell a lot of damage. Let's see here. Crocodile. If Crocodile's Choice Banded, Earthquake definitely kills us no matter if we are max defense. So that kind of sucks. Let me see here. Versus Infernape. Let's say UU all-out attacker. We've got close combat thanks to the Choppleberry. It's not going to do that much damage, but if we take the Choppleberry off, I guess, I don't know, then it has a chance to kill us. And I don't want to take that chance. I see Infernape being more of a threat in the UU tier than I do Crocodile, so we're just going to keep it as is. We'll do some tests, and if things change, and we'll fix it accordingly. So moving on. My next Pokemon is going to be Hydreigon. Hydreigon, of course, being a wonderful, wonderful Choice Scarf Pokemon. It's very fast naturally, as you'll see here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get all my moves. Dark Pulse, my stab. Because I'm Choice Scarf, I'm not gonna be worrying about. I'm gonna be worrying more about going in and killing people. Draco Meteor is what I was looking for. Killing people with really hard, heavy attacks. I plan on Hydreigon and Mega Beedrill being my two win conditions. More often than not, they're my win conditions. Fire Blast for any kind of grass type coverage or steel type coverage. Let's see here, and then U-turn just for priority's sake. There we go. 324. With the Choice Scarf, we go up to 486 speed, I believe, and that's really helpful. Like I said, he hits really hard with 349 special attack. Stab Draco Meteors, hitting pretty much anybody super hard. And yeah, he's just a really good all-around, just a very good Pokemon in general. He takes care of most of those Choice Scarf Fire type Pokemon that I was talking about with Mega Beedrill, like Choice Scarfed Darmanitan or Choice Scarfed Infernape with no Mach Punch. and if I'm at max health. Moving on. Reuniclus. Oh my god, Reuniclus is such an amazing Pokemon in this tier with Magikarp, Leftovers, Recover, Calm Mind, Psyshock, and Focus Blast. Oh boy. Ooh, cracking my back. Okay, so, anyway. Reuniclus, very hard-bodied Pokemon. Max physical defense will be able to pretty much tank any hit from opposing Mega Beedrill. A couple of Calm Minds up will take care of any Choice Scarf Dragons, which are actually two Pokemon that I think really hurt Reuniclus. Thanks to Magikarp over something like Regenerator, allows me to not be worn down by Toxic or Will-O-Wisp or something like that, which really comes in handy later on, late game, if you need somebody to take a hit or you need somebody to just go in, set up and sweep. Reuniclus is usually that kind of Pokemon, just because he cannot be worn down by Toxic, and he's so fat. Psyshock and Focus Blast are two very... I'm sorry, I keep pausing. Somebody keeps waking up, and it's scaring me. I keep thinking I'm waking somebody up. Psyshock and Focus Blast. Psyshock, of course. When I go head-to-head with other specially defensive Pokemon that are setting up Calm Mind, Psyshock goes after my opponent's physical defense stat and not their special defense stat, which means while I'm still getting my special attack boosts from Calm Mind, I'm still doing I'm doing the same kind of damage that I would be getting my boost from Calm Mind, but with specially defensive Pokemon, I'm attacking their very low physical defense stat, which is a great combo. Focus Blast is really good against Steel types, which resist my Psyshock, or normal types, but once I have a couple of Calm Minds up, Psyshock becomes a very safe move to use, even against other Psychic types. Oh, also, it's for Focus Blast also covers Dark types like Hydreigon, because Dark types, of course, are immune to Psychic. Oh, I'm burping. Oh, goodness. Alright, let's see here. Oh my god. Mellow Yellow is just triggering my gas reflex. So I'll take another sip. This is where I sort of struggled towards the end. I have 5 really amazing Pokemon, but I have trouble coming up with a final slot. So what I need to do is, I believe for my final slot, I'm going to go with Assault Vested Conkeldurr. We're going to go with Guts would increase my attack 1.5. Ignores burn having damage. I think I'm going to go with Guts over Iron Fist, just because Guts Assault Vest usually throws people for a loop. And it'll give me the chance to, really fuck somebody up. Drain Punch, of course, is going to be able to recover me back any damage that I receive, due to the fact that Assault Vest will not allow me to use any non-damaging moves. Knock Off, Ice Punch, Mach Punch, I believe are the standards. And then I'm going to go with Bulky Physical Sweeper. Oh, goodness me, I hope this works. Let's see here. Obviously, there are probably major faults in my team, but I'm hoping that with Conkeldurr's bulk, he's going to be able to fend off against that. I guess if I had to say anything, Sleep Powder, Sleep Powder mostly is going to be coming my way, and it's going to hurt. No Pokemon I have is immune to Sleep Powder, so I'm going to have to pick my I'm gonna have to pick and choose wisely which Pokemon are gonna get put to sleep and which ones are not. I'm not gonna have any way of heal belling, so if anybody gets paralyzed like Crobat, or somebody gets burned like Empoleon or Beedrill, um, that's gonna suck. But I know that I have at least 2 Pokemon that are capable of taking a burn, being Conkeldurr with his Guts ability, who's gonna get the boost from any status ailment, and Reuniclus, who is not even harmed by something like Will-O-Wisp or Toxic. So that's good. Um, Having Conkeldurr around takes care of my problem with Steel types. Fire Blast on Hydreigon is risky. It's risky. It really is. But it takes care of that too. Fighting types, I believe, are countered by my Crobat or my Reuniclus. Crunch from a Crocodile, I think, can be handled just fine by my Conkeldurr. Water types. Let's see here. Water types, I don't see being that much of an issue, except maybe, now that I think about it, maybe Mega Swampert. But if I play my cards right, Reuniclus is definitely gonna be able to mess with those guys, and I don't think anybody is using Mega Swampert these days anyway. So hopefully I'll be able to. I'm gonna do some test battles with this team, and then in the next video I will be showing off. I'm gonna have a nice little UU live with this team. Thank you for watching my UU team building video, and have yourselves a nice, wonderful, spectacular night.